Time is such a killer. A few days ago, Home Alone star Macaulay Culkin received his own star on the Walk of Fame. After 34 years, he and his mother in the movie hugged each other again and shed tears on the spot. The little kid back then is now a 43-year-old uncle and has his own little baby. His lover Brenda and 2 sons attended the celebration. The eldest son, who wore a mohawk, and Macaulay were like copy and paste. Looking at the happiness of this family, fans can't help but feel sad. This journey must be difficult. In public memory, Macaulay was once synonymous with the collapse of child stars. In the news, he was as skinny as a stick and looked haggard. Everyone lamented, a generation of child stars is ruined. According to the report, he was caught hiding illegal drugs, became addicted to alcohol, and was an addict who fell from the altar. Macaulay described his wonderful but helpless half-life like this: I created a gorgeous prison for myself, dazzling but dark. This prison is called fame and fortune. The clever Kevin can always turn danger into disaster, while the funny and stupid thief always escapes. The boy's blonde hair shines like a Christmas tree, a little hymn about bravery in his childhood. In 1990, Home Alone created a legend, and Macaulay became famous overnight. He is known as the most successful child actor since Shirley Temple and the highest-paid child actor in history, $8 million per movie. He is the little prince on the Oscar red carpet and the leading actor in MJ's Black or White. A wonderful quote from the newspapers: at this moment, the brightest stars in the world are not as bright as his eyes. However, Macaulay was unhappy. If you don't mind, I can show all the scars. During the interview, he smiled bitterly. Although he is famous in the film industry, Macaulay has been controlled by his father for a long time. His father wouldn't let Macaulay read the newspaper, so he would never know he was worth anything. His father did not allow Macaulay to take a break. He did not even attend a full semester before he was 14 years old. The summer vacation we are accustomed to is a rare dream for him in his life. He was a sadist. His father subjected Macaulay to both mental and physical abuse. What is even more sad is that the boy who earns over $100 million does not even have a bed at home and can only sleep on the sofa. Later, people realized that the cute, smart Macaulay in the camera was by no means an extraordinary talent. Just because outside the camera, he has long been accustomed to the adult world's compromise and obedience to protect himself. But when he was 15 years old, Macaulay took his father to court. That was when he first learned that he was worth more than $17 million US. His father took advantage of the chaos and disappeared, taking away all the souvenirs from Macaulay's filming over the years. And these were his entire childhood. But fortunately, Macaulay finally became wealthy. He immediately bought a big house and put in a big, soft bed. That night, he lay in bed and said to himself, I have been able to buy everything I want, but I am not as happy as I imagined. The young man's words were blown away by the evening breeze, like a gentle sigh. Zweig once wrote in The Beheaded Queen. She was too young at that time and did not know that all the gifts given by fate had already been marked in secret. After becoming famous, fate decided to settle things with Macaulay one by one. At the age of 17, he married actress Rachel. They broke up 2 years later, ending their romantic relationship. At the age of 18, a fire burned through Macaulay's home in New York, killing 4 neighbors and injuring many others. The incident occurred less than 2 days before Christmas. The gorgeous Christmas tree was burned to charcoal, and the dazzling Star of Bethlehem melted into an ominous wound. In 2008, Macaulay's favorite sister, Dakota, was tragically killed in a car accident and passed away. In 2009, his only and best friend in the entertainment industry, Michael Jackson, died unexpectedly. After becoming famous as a young boy, Macaulay was isolated by his classmates at school, and it was MJ who gave him a helping hand. Just because MJ was also a child star, was beaten and scolded by his father, and had no friends. People who have been in the rain always want to hold an umbrella for others. He always said, "Don't be afraid, kid. I will protect you." The reporter is curious. Why can you become close friends with MJ? Macaulay replied, "Because I treat him as an ordinary person. Just two lonely souls, protecting each other." In 2005, MJ was involved in lawsuits, and everyone pushed against him. Macaulay was one of the few insiders to testify in court. The two met backstage, and MJ laughed and said, "We'd better not talk, so as not to affect your testimony." This became the last conversation between the two. 4 years later, MJ died. Boy, he won't be able to protect you in the days to come. In his early 30s, God took away Macaulay's career, love, family, and close friends. His appearance is ruined. He is fat and slovenly. He drinks and takes drugs, and he looks like a human being. The criticism on the internet almost drowned him. They all want to see the brilliant child stars reduced to trash, but I won't. As the saying goes, put it to death and live. Macaulay no longer makes movies, but he created his own YouTube channel, Bunny Ears, and learned to be a blogger. Deep breathing exercises when you are burglarized. Macaulay's ranking of Macaulay's movies. Meeting the craziest fans. In the video, he is no longer the delicate blonde boy, nor does he carry any idle baggage. Funny and ugly, every show is full of childish banter and comedy. Then I thought about it. Wasn't he trying to make up for his childhood being hijacked by work? His career also took a turn for the better, and his love blossomed. In 2017, Macaulay met actor Brenda Song, and the two quickly fell in love. Before they got together, Brenda always thought Macaulay was a prodigal, staying out late at night, acting erratically, and smoking and drinking too much. Unexpectedly, Macaulay is a homebody. He raised 2 kittens, Apple and Dude, a small fish named Cinnamon, a Shiba Inu named Panda, and a parrot with a bookish temperament. Macaulay is very attentive to the decoration of his home, especially the bed. He always chooses the softest quilts and pillows, Brenda said. It reminds me of that sentence. People will be troubled for life by the things they can't get when they are young. At night, when the two of them were lying on a soft bed, Macaulay would tell Brenda new jokes, and jokes while the kitten purred as it stepped on the milk or slept soundly. My wishes are very small. Let my pets have enough food. Let my lover live a good life. And if God is kind, it is best to give us a child. In 2021, the two welcomed their first child, named Dakota. Yes, that's the name of his deceased sister. Being a father for the first time, Macaulay worked hard and reflected on himself, just because many years ago he wrote a book called Youth, in which he recorded everything his father did to him. I write down everything about you so that I won't be you again. So Macaulay did not hire a nanny, but spent more time with his wife and children. They wore bunny ears and went to the amusement park to play wildly, hugging each other tightly at dusk and sunset. Macaulay is humorous and gentle, and hopes that his children will grow up to be imaginative and free people. He often plays MJ's black or white at home, gives his son a handsome mohawk, and the father and son dance to the music. He does not have high requirements for his children and does not want them to become famous. The family is very happy eating pizza and watching The Simpsons. I don't have much money, but I will try my best to give my children a wonderful childhood, he said with a smile. On the day he received the star, Macaulay had tears in his eyes and raised his son high in his arms, as if to say, "Look, Daddy is also trying to be your role model. Boy, Daddy is not like that. What others said is so bad." During the ceremony, everyone said that the eldest son looked exactly like him when he was a child. Macaulay told an interesting story about playing Home Alone to his son last year. That night, he pointed at the screen and said seriously, "Ah, have you forgotten? This movie was made when you were a child. Yes. You still had blonde hair at that time, and it was you who caught the two bad guys. You are much braver than Dad." He hugged his son tightly. "It's like hugging that childhood self.